Welcome back, guys. This is Ixion and I'm going to show you the best, in my opinion, way to build out your ship before you leave the solar system. So as you can see, we're still in the solar system and I've been able to leave for probably 2 to 300 years, days. But before I left, I wanted to stockpile ready for the next sector. So I've already done a video on how I built the ship out for Sector 1 and Sector 2. I have adjusted it very slightly. I noticed that I could have just done these vertically instead of horizontally, which meant that I had enough space from the roads that I've cut out to be able to build another stability building in here. So we've got all the 4-width buildings at the top, apart from a little dip in here, where this couldn't go on top of this, so it just had to go to the side slightly. Then we've got all of the 4-width buildings across here. On this side, we've got all of the stability buildings. So we've got Legislative Strengthening Centre. We've got 2 memorials. We've got space for another memorial. And we've got the DLS Centre. We've got an infirmary slotted down here and another one up here. I recommend having 2 in each sector because you will have situations where your colonists seem to be very accident prone and you won't have enough space for 1 infirmary. So it's best to take 2 infirmaries until you get better tech. And then at the bottom we've got the docking bay, tech lab, EVA airlock and the probe launcher. Then in the second sector we have 2 steel mills, electronics factory, 3 insect farms and the docking bay along the bottom. Then we've got 2, the mess hall and an insect farm, a storage centre and 2 crew quarters, so that's a bit of a mess there. But then next to it we've got the DLS centre, 2 memorials, we've got a legislative centre just up here, a couple of houses slot in here. So it's the same principle, 4 width at the top, 3 width times 2 in the second row, and then I've just adapted it slightly to be able to fit in some stability buildings. So here it's adapted slightly as well because I wanted to fit in the cryonics centre in the second sector. And then we've got the polymer refinery, a few more houses and some storage. So you can swap out any of this stuff for anything else that you require. So if we need another stability building, we can get rid of 4 of these. If we want more insect farms, we can get rid of 2 of these, or 2 here per insect farm. But before you leave the sector, and this is the important bit, or before you leave the solar system I should say, this is Sector 3. So spend all the time you can in the solar system. You've got plenty of time. You won't be spending much in terms of iron to repair your hull in the solar system because you've only done 1 vol jump. You've got plenty of time to gather up all of your resources. So we've got loads and loads of steel or alloy. And it's the same principle, 4 width, 2 times 3 width, and 2 times 4 width, and then the big things at the bottom. So at the bottom we've got a waste treatment centre, docking bay, EVA airlock, 4 stockpiles, and then here we've got 2 memorials, another memorial here, we've got the DLS centre and the legislative centre, and then we've got space here for an alternative life centre if we need it, or anything else. We could put 2 more houses or another storage bay in there, stockpile. Okay, so the reason this is, or the thing that makes this slightly challenging to do, is you haven't got much power because you don't have much polymer in the solar system. So what you're going to want to do is fill each one up. Once it's full, turn it off. Fill the next one up, then turn it off. Fill the next one up, turn it off. That way, all of these stockpiles are full, but none of them are consuming any power. So we've got all of these turned off. The insect farms, we don't need them at the moment. We've got plenty of food. We've turned off some of these stability buildings, these 2 refineries, some more stockpiles that we don't need. So you can just turn all this stuff off because you don't need it at the moment. We could turn these DLS centers off if we wanted as well. And we've now got, before we leave the solar system, 832 alloy, 546 iron, and oh, this is another thing as well, waste. Before you do anything, really, you're going to want to get a DLS center set up as early as possible so you can get the waste recycling. Once you've got this waste recycling, you need 1 in every sector. Once you've got this waste recycling, you can then choose this waste in the stockpile. Then any waste that your factories pump out, you can then store it in these stockpiles, ready for when you've got a waste treatment centre, you can convert it all into any of the 3 main resources: polymer, alloy, or electronics. Personally, I've been doing electronics because later on you can use electronics to upgrade your houses, but you can go for alloy to give yourself a bit more time. Alloy is basically life in this game because you're constantly losing hull integrity. So the more alloy you've got, the longer you live, basically. So if you want to live longer, go for alloy. If you want to upgrade your stuff, go for electronics. Okay, so that is pretty much everything before you leave the solar system, including Sector 3. So I hope this has been helpful. Cheers for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon.